Okay, so question of the day. Can you benefit from a multivitamin? A multivitamin is essentially a supplement, a nutritional supplement containing a bunch of minerals and a bunch of vitamins, hopefully in really easily assimilatable forms, digestible forms that just add, a little extra to your otherwise exceptional dietary strategy. And these will be, fat soluble ones, water soluble ones, just, basically what is necessary to keep you functioning optimally over and over again. Now, most of the time, historically, I would say, forget it, multivitamins, don't worry about it, just eat good whole food, because that's what I suggest the whole time, just eat good whole food, right? And it's often said that if you follow a healthy diet, we can get all the nutrients we need from the food we consume. And up until like 7 years ago, I was probably holding pretty fast, pretty staunchly to that. I've really never recommended a multivitamin to people, hardly ever, unless they were really sick, cancer kind of stuff. But unfortunately, even in people who I've are doing pristine dietary strategies, and they're eating just like I'm suggesting, I'm finding so many nutrient deficiencies in them. And I get to test, literally I do thousands of blood draws and test nutrient levels every year, and I find that many of these people still are lacking, and that they're not having the nutrition that you would expect from somebody who's eating whole foods. Even myself, B12 and iodine and vitamin D, a lot of different nutrients that I end up being low in, even though I'm eating literally 100% of the time whole foods. So I think there is place for a multivitamin, and I was just going to go over a few reasons why potentially any of us might find benefit from ingesting a multivitamin on a regular basis, on top of already consuming an amazingly rich, colorful whole foods food regimen. And the first one is that the foods we consume, they just do not have the nutritional value they once did. I mean, unless you are a special gardener knowing exactly what to do with the soil, and you really have this regenerative process, the food you're getting is likely coming from a long distance, thousands of miles away, hundreds of miles away. It's sitting on a shelf for a long time, and it is losing nutritional value as it's sitting there. Literally every second it's sitting there, it's losing nutritional value. And most foods now, that are on store shelves aren't made for nutritional value. They're made for the look, and the look is what sells. So there's also just, there's not a whole lot of people that are doing regenerative agriculture, especially the big wigs that are doing regenerative agriculture. So most of the soil that stuff's being grown in is completely sterile, because sterility is what gives them that, that consistency of look and feel, which is why people go to McDonald's, go to Starbucks, go to these chain restaurants, because they want the same thing over and over and over and over again. They can expect this is how it's going to be. That doesn't always work the best when it comes to fruits and vegetables. I would also suggest a lack of diversity in our own bacteria of the gut. That would be number two. For those of us living in the industrialized world, we don't tend to have that diversity as much anymore. And the nutrients that normally could be synthesized by our own gut bacteria, it's pretty awesome. Our gut bacteria could actually make vitamins for us. They aren't able to do that. And so things like pantothenic acid, vitamin B5, vitamin K, folate, riboflavin, biotin, thiamine, a lot of these nutrients, we are just not getting sufficient amounts by our gut bacteria, when potentially a couple hundred years ago, we would have gotten those, or maybe 1,000 years ago, we would have gotten those sufficiently from our own gut bacteria. The other thing to consider, this would be number 3 on my list, is that we live hectic lifestyles. And even if it's not hectic, I don't feel like my lifestyle is hectic by any means. It's just really, really full, right? And there's just unusual pressures because of the things we have to do, or we've created in this industrialized world that we have to put attention to, that we shouldn't have had to put attention to years back. And also the toxicity of our environment, from mental toxicity to just the toxicity of exhaust and fumes and scents and all our housing material and flame retardants and all this kind of stuff. all this just adds up and puts more pressure on our being, on our bodies. And that all requires what? More vitamins, more minerals to detoxify and to cleanse us. Just taking celery juice is not going to do the trick. You need a lot more than that. And this doesn't even consider the fact that, how many people are on birth control or on acid reflux medications, omeprazole, Prilosec, or antidepressants like Zoloft, and or taking like anti-anxiety medications like Xanax, or Parkinson medications, or you've had gastric bypass surgery, or maybe you've been on antibiotics. The list goes on and on and on. All these are stripping nourishment from us, stripping vitamins and minerals, causing our body to have to use more resources to overcome them. So yeah, we want to get off those medications. We want to figure out another way around them. But if you are in the midst of it, man, you have to be supplementing. You have to be nourishing your body beyond what would just be standard nourishment to make sure you can maintain health and you can optimize your health. And then there's the fact that, just the aging process itself. With each passing decade, our capacity to absorb and assimilate nutrients from food just slowly dwindles. The healthier, the better you eat, the more natural whole foods you put in your body for the longer time period, the less of that will happen for sure. But I think, there's definitely good enough reason these days to take a multivitamin. And, I would say almost for optimal living, it's kind of like becoming a requirement, unfortunately, to, it's great that we have these vitamins, but it's also kind of stinks that, we need more than just what nature has to offer us. But if we get our nutrients from nature, then we can just optimize life. When I say nutrients from nature, I mean like, vitamin forms that we could actually find in nature somewhere that are natural form. That is huge. And that can, basically help us mitigate some of the factors that are around us that keep us from living optimally, simply because of a nutritional deficiency that is, I would say, easily remedied. So, I did create a multivitamin called Athletes Daily, which one thing I wanted to mention about this is, so on this Athletes Daily multivitamin, this guy right here, so it says to take 4 capsules per day. Myself, I take 2 capsules a day. Why? Because even though I made this and I made it for athletes and people that are really high octane living, I don't feel like I need 4 a day, because I do eat a highly wholesome, nutrient rich diet, and I try to get food as much as possible from as local as possible. So by doing that, I don't think I need to take 4 a day, but it does seem to help if I take 2 a day, because I'm getting that extra support for detoxification, which is what this one kind of has more for helping detoxification, cleansing, more antioxidant activity, like sulforaphanes and things to help with clearing out toxins and bacteria I want to have present, help the liver move things through more efficiently. And then another one I created was the Stay Well. You can see that right there, Stay Well. And that's literally what it's about. This is about you're living life and you want to stay well. And so you want to make sure you have the proper nourishment, the proper nutrients in adequate levels, not a bunch of extra stuff. You don't want to spend, $100 a month. You want what you need, because you're taking care of yourself otherwise. And the Stay Well is just an awesome, foundational nutritional support with the vitamins and minerals, water soluble, fat soluble, in their, in levels that are just going to make up for any gaps that, life stress, nutritional insufficiencies in food are not making up for you. But both of them, both of these multis, they come in a, easily digestible form, easily assimilated by the body, and they'll take your levels up. If certain nutrients are low, they're going to bring them up for you. So check them out, and I hope this is helpful for whoever asked that the multivitamin question. Unfortunately, it probably is more necessary than it's ever been in the existence of humanity to have a multivitamin on board. And I'm Dr. Matt. I hope this is helpful. Feel free to like, share it, and let's pull some more people onto this health accumulation train, because we are not stopping until all our friends, all our family are accumulating health, and we're just a whole growing, thriving community of people that are outside of dysfunction and mental despair and lacking anyone in our health. All right, talk to you guys later.